Today we talk about effective impact communication. I am José Manuel García-Lomas Allen-Perkins, President and first Consultant of García-Lomas Allen-Perkins, the ADO Corporation. Communication is image and expression, and you will not have a second chance to make a good first impression. What is communication? The transmission of a message and to obtain a discriminated answer, that is to say, specific to the message that we are transmitting. Let us say the transmission of ideas to other people who understand the ideas transmitted and act accordingly. The problem is much greater than it appears. Think of the simple messages we give to our young children and how often they misunderstand us, or the instructions we give to others that are often not received accurately. And we as leaders, how do we communicate? There are 4 elements in communication. 1, the idea to transmit. 2, the transmission. 3, the exact capture. And 4, the right reaction. Let us now talk about the objectives of communication. There are also 4. To be understood, to be accepted, produce action, and to understand others, since the communication must be in the 2 senses. In all communication there are 2 key figures, the transmitter and the receiver. And we have to be good transmitters and receivers, for which it is essential to develop our empathy with others. And what means of communication do we human beings use? Well, there are 5 that coincide with the 5 senses: to see, to hear, to smell, to like, and to touch. Although normally in our communications we develop mainly audiovisual, that is to say, we use the 2 fundamental senses of sight, image, and the ear, sound, the word. And what are the different purposes, intentions of communication? There are 6 that are enormously comprehensive and that include in a broad sense all the for what we communicate with others, and they are giving information, obtaining information, motivate, stimulate, correcting, criticizing, facing complaints, and troubleshoot problems. When we speak of effective impact communication, we mean to ensure that our communication arrives as I want it to, and that my contact reacts the way I want it to. It is essential for that to use a simple, direct, and understandable language. What is called to use an appropriate vocabulary, that is to say, to speak at the level of our interlocutor, to be unequivocally understood. We have already referred in other videos to the importance of the questioning technique, because with our questions we can go from a superficial knowledge of a person, of a fact, of a situation, to a knowledge in depth. Therefore, it is necessary to know how to ask, to know how to define situations, and to know how to listen to what we are told, being good active listeners. And thus to be able to answer at the same time developing an effective communication impact, in the sense of connecting exactly with what our interlocutor tells us. Visual contact, the eye contact, when communicating with others, is of vital importance, since when looking into the eyes of the other person, she feels that we pay all our attention. In addition, the eyes communicate confidence, secrets. They are an authentic language. Another key element in our effective impact communication is the fact of involving in our communication the body language, both that of the other person with whom I am speaking and my own nonverbal communication, the CNV. We have already developed this vital aspect of communication as the CNV is in other videos. But let us remember that our body language is always present in all our communications, and that what my face, my body expresses is much more credible than what my words express. Because behind my words, there is an intention elaborated by my being consciously, while in our CNB expresses thoughts, feelings, intentions, and desires in a more spontaneous and natural way. Therefore, we must always be aware of the CNB issued by my interlocutor and take it into account, while at the same time we must be aware of the CNB that I broadcast continuously, even in silence. It has been said that when in a meeting there is an authentic leader, his presence is noticed and does not go unnoticed by his capacity of attraction to others, by his presence, by his words, by his charisma. Hence the importance of our image and expression, that is the way in which we communicate effectively and with impact to others. The leader develops verbal fluency, the ability to find words and phrases and use them to communicate. Also logical ability to relate concepts and draw conclusions. This logical ability is related to the memory factor, and the ability of verbal comprehension, ability to understand words and phrases. Communication is full of traps. That is why I want to refer this video to the traps that can arise in different phases of the process of communication that is developed in 5 phases. Phase 1, the formation of the message. Here the trap is in the language, in the choice of words. Second, the transmission of the message. The traps here are in the way we communicate, in the techniques of oral expression, in our public speaking. Third, receiving the message. The traps here are presented to us in the form of disturbances and interferences to the communication on the part of the receiver. And 4, interpretation of the message. How do we interpret our impressions? Under the influence of one of several aspects, such as our standards, our expectations, our emotions, and our experiences. And 5, the storage or memorization of the message. Human beings have 3 types of memory. 1, visual. We remember what we photographed with our eyes and ears. Auditory. We remember what we have heard. And motor. We remember what we have learned to do with our hands, with our body. Well, if you are interested in our videos, I suggest that you give a like and subscribe to our channel for the videos that are to come.